The night is quiet, the air is still, you are safe, lying beneath the soft blanket of darkness. In the silence of this moment, imagine a time before all things, before the trees, before the stars, before even the sound of water flowing, there was only stillness, a great, endless silence that stretched wider than the sky, and within that silence, she waited. The first breath, the first dream, the first presence, that would one day be known as the Great Mother, the eternal goddess. Her being was not like ours. She was not a figure of flesh and bone. She was a presence, warm and endless, like the hush of twilight, like the glow of the moon that has not yet risen. In the beginning, she was both the cradle and the child, both the song and the silence, both the dreamer and the dream. The ancients whispered of her in many names. In some lands, she was the mother of all. In others, the first light. In some places, she was known as the womb of the sky, and in others, the great river from which all flowed. But all agreed on one thing, that before all gods, before all heavens, there was her. Imagine yourself drifting through this first dawn. There is no sun yet, no stars, only a soft horizon of glowing mist, like the breath of a mother soothing her child. The goddess stirs. She does not speak in words. Her voice is a hum, like a vibration, a sound so gentle it feels like the heartbeat of the universe. From her breath, the air is born. From her sigh, the winds awaken. They move across the endless void, soft and slow, like a lullaby carried on unseen wings. From her tears, water gathers. Each drop is like liquid silver. Each drop becomes a river, a lake, an ocean stretching without end. Her hands, invisible but strong, shape the mountains. Her touch, tender as a mother's kiss, spreads flowers across the first gardens of the world. Now, feel the quiet rhythm of her work, each movement slow, patient, eternal, like an artist shaping clay. She molds the body of the earth, and the earth listens. The soil becomes soft beneath her care. The sky opens wide, a canvas for her colors. The waters glisten like mirrors of her face. From her body, life begins to stir. The trees rise as her children, tall and reaching, with roots deep in her womb. The birds are her laughter. The animals are her breath made flesh. The stars, when they finally appear, are the sparks of her gaze. In this dreamlike dawn, you float. Your spirit drifts beside her. You feel her presence surrounding you, gentle and steady. She is not far away. She is not distant. She is the ground beneath you, the air around you, the quiet pulse inside your chest. This is why the ancients called her mother, because she holds all, because she nourishes all, because even in silence, she is near. Imagine now the first firelight. It glows not from wood, but from her breath of warmth. A golden spark rises, and slowly, the sun is born. The light stretches over her creation. The mountains turn to crimson. The seas turn to silver blue. The flowers unfold like tiny prayers. The goddess smiles, though her face is the horizon itself. Her joy is the dawn. Her peace is the dusk. Her mystery is the night sky that follows. And so the cycle begins. Day and night, light and shadow, life and rest, all turning in the rhythm of her heart. The earliest people felt her. Everywhere they carved her shape in stone, round and soft like the curve of the moon. They painted her on cave walls, a woman with wide hips, hands outstretched, carrying both life and death in her embrace. To them, she was not only creator, she was protector. She was food in the harvest. She was milk for the child. She was fire in the hearth. She was the rhythm of the womb and the soil. When they gathered around fires, they told each other of her endless gifts. When they planted seeds, they whispered prayers to her fertile body. When the rivers overflowed, they said it was her way of nourishing the land. She was not apart from them. She was within them. Every woman who gave life was her image. Every mother was her echo. Every birth was her song made flesh again. Rest now in that thought. The world you know, the body you carry, all rests within her story. You are the river of her breath. You are the soil of her hands. You are the child of her womb. And in the same way, you are held, just as the ancients felt held beneath her gaze. You too are carried in her arms of silence. The night grows deeper. You see the first stars pierce the sky. They shine like her jewelry, like the beads of an endless necklace hung across the velvet of heaven. Each star is a memory of her first dream, each one a spark of her love. Some say the stars are her eyes, watching gently, never closing. Others say they are her daughters, scattered across the sky, each one a reminder that the Great Mother is never far. The goddess is not always gentle in her myths. Like every mother, she has storms within her. The ancients said her anger was the thunder, her tears, the rain, her silence, the eclipse. But even then, she was not feared. Her storms were medicine. Her floods, renewal, her darkness, a rest before dawn. They trusted her, even in her fiercest moods, for they knew she was not separate. She was life itself. She was death itself. And she was the promise that even after death, life would bloom again as you drift now. Imagine lying in her lap, the earth as a blanket, the sky as a veil, her breath as the breeze that touches your face. She hums to you, not in words, but in rhythms, the soft rustle of leaves, the distant lap of waves, the hush of night air. This is her lullaby, the song she has always sung since the very first dawn. In many lands, her name's changed, but her presence never faded. In Egypt, she was Nut, the Sky Mother, stretching over the world in endless blue. In Sumer, she was Ninhursag, the Lady of the Mountain. In the old caves of Europe, she was simply the Mother, painted in red ochre, a round shape of abundance. Everywhere, in every heart, she remained the same, the endless Mother, the first embrace, the eternal womb. Now, let her cradle you too. You do not need to travel far. You do not need to search, for she is already here. The breath you take in is her gift. The breath you let out is her rhythm. Your heart beating slowly in your chest is her drum, and as you rest, she rests with you. The night deepens. The stars gather more brightly. The earth sighs. The waters calm. You are safe in her world. Safe in her embrace, safe in her silence. There is no hurry here, no wait, only the soft turning of the world in her hands. And so the chapter closes. The Great Mother remains. The dawn of the goddess never ends, for each morning is her smile, and each night is her song. Rest in her presence. Now let her carry you, let her soothe you, let her remind you that you are not alone. The goddess has always been, and she will always be, as the first dream, the first silence, the first dawn. Now, drift onward. Let her lullaby carry you into sleep. Rest. Child of the Great Mother, the stars return, and she watches over you still. The night stretches wide, soft as silk. Above you, the stars shine like scattered jewels. The air is warm, carrying the scent of sand and ancient stone. You are in Egypt now. Not the Egypt of busy days and bustling crowds, but the Egypt of dreams. Golden dunes ripple in silence. The Nile glimmers like a ribbon of moonlight. Temples rise, carved with symbols older than memory. Torches flicker, their flames swaying like quiet prayers. And in this stillness, she waits Isis, the radiant one, the mother of magic, the queen of healing. Her story begins with love, Osiris. Her beloved was taken from her, his body torn apart, scattered across the land. The desert winds carried him in fragments, as though the world itself was grieving. But Isis did not despair. Her heart was steady as the moon, her devotion endless as the Nile. She set forth on a journey, gathering each piece of him, every fragment of life, through villages and forests, across rivers and mountains. She searched with quiet faith. Each fragment she found, she held close, and with whispers of prayer, she healed what was broken. Imagine her hands, soft, steady, glowing with divine light. Each touch is medicine, each breath is blessing, each word is a spell of love. Where her fingers pass, wounds close. Where her lips speak, life stirs. Where her tears fall, flowers bloom. Even in the desert, The people of the Nile believed in her gentle strength. They saw her not as distant, but as near, a mother, a healer, a spirit who listened when they cried. Picture yourself by the riverbank. The night is quiet. The water is calm, carrying the reflection of the stars. Isis moves across the sand, her robes flowing like ripples of white silk. Her crown shines with the horns of the crescent moon, and at its center, a glowing sun disk. She kneels by the water, gathering Osiris's heart. She presses it to her chest and whispers. The heart begins to glow. A pulse returns. Love revives what was thought lost. This is her gift. The power to heal not only the body, but the spirit, not only the broken, but the forgotten. In her arms, Osiris was made whole again. Though he would not walk the earth as before, he would rule the underworld with peace. Through her devotion, death itself was softened. Through her love, the passage into the afterlife became not an end, but a continuation, and in her healing, the people of Egypt learned a secret, that love is not destroyed by loss, that devotion carries beyond death, that healing is more than fixing. It is remembering wholeness even in the midst of pain. Now, let your thoughts drift like the Nile. Its waters move slowly, endlessly, as if carrying the memory of Isis's song. Her voice is gentle, low as a mother's lullaby. It weaves into the reeds, into the wind, into the heart of the night. You are not broken, her song says. You are not lost. Every piece of you is sacred. Every wound can be soothed. Every sorrow can become a seed of light. The temples of Isis rose. Along the Nile, priests and priestesses carried her. Hymns, travelers came from far lands to seek her blessing. The sick came, hoping for health. The grieving came, longing for comfort. And in the flickering glow of oil lamps, they prayed. They prayed for the touch of her hand. They prayed for the calm of her heart. They prayed for her love that crossed all boundaries, and many swore that, in the still of the night, they felt her presence, a soft warmth upon their brow, a whisper like a mother calling their name, a peace that melted their fears away. She was not only a goddess of healing, she was a guide for mothers, for children, for sailors lost at sea, for wanderers in the desert. Her name was a lantern. Her symbol was the throne, a seat of power and stability. She gave strength to kings and comfort to the humble. She was the thread that bound life together, and wherever her name was spoken, a sense of safety followed. Rest now in her embrace. Feel her presence as if she sits beside you. Her hand rests upon your shoulder, calm and protective. Her gaze is steady, her smile warm. You are not hurried here. You are not asked to do or to be. You are simply held, like Osiris was held, like the Nile was held, like the world itself was held within her arms of light. Her story is not only of healing one God, it is the story of devotion that crosses time. It is the story of a love so deep, it stitched together the broken world. And so the people remembered her, not just as a queen of Egypt, not just as a goddess of myth, but as the gentle healer who listened to every cry. Now picture her temples once more. Columns rise like stone reeds, carvings shine in the torchlight. At the altar, incense drifts upward, carrying prayers into the night sky. The priests chant, but the sound is low, steady like the rhythm of waves. Their voices echo, filling the chamber with warmth, and in the hush between their words, there is her silence. Full, present, loving. Let yourself drift with that silence now. Let it move through you like the river, like her touch, like the soft glow of the moon upon the sand. Every breath you take is a gift of Isis. Every heartbeat within you is her blessing. Every dream that rises as you rest is her whisper, guiding you to healing. The night grows deeper. The stars gather closer. The desert cools, soft winds carrying the scent of the Nile. And Isis remains, not gone, not far, but near, always. The healer of sorrow, the restorer of love, the mother who gathers every lost piece and makes it whole again. Now, as your body softens, as your thoughts grow lighter, let her lullaby carry you. She hums in the rhythm of the water. She hums in the rustle of the palms. She hums in the quiet beating of your heart. You are safe in her arms. You are whole in her love. You are healed in her light. And as the stars return, she watches over you still. Rest now. Drift onward. For Isis, Queen of Healing, is with you in the silence. The night stretches wide, soft as silk. Above you the stars shine like scattered jewels. The air is warm, carrying the scent of sand and ancient stone. You are in Egypt now, not the Egypt of busy days and bustling crowds, but the Egypt of dreams. Golden dunes ripple in silence. The Nile glimmers like a ribbon of moonlight. Temples rise carved with symbols older than memory. Torches flicker, their flames swaying like quiet prayers. And in this stillness, she waits, Isis, the radiant one, the mother of magic, the queen of healing. Her story begins with love. Osiris, her beloved, was taken from her, his body torn apart, scattered across the land. The desert winds carried him in fragments, as though the world itself was grieving. But Isis did not despair. Her heart was steady as the moon, her devotion endless as the Nile. She set forth on a journey, gathering each piece of him, every fragment of life. Through villages and forests, across rivers and mountains, she searched with quiet faith. Each fragment she found she held close, and with whispers of prayer she healed what was broken. Imagine her hands, soft, steady, glowing with divine light. Each touch is medicine. Each breath is blessing. Each word is a spell of love. Where her fingers pass, wounds close. Where her lips speak, life stirs. Where her tears fall, flowers bloom even in the desert. The people of the Nile believed in her gentle strength. They saw her not as distant, but as near. A mother, a healer, a spirit who listened when they cried. Picture yourself by the riverbank. The night is quiet. The water is calm, carrying the reflection of the stars. Isis moves across the sand, her robes flowing like ripples of white silk. Her crown shines with the horns of the crescent moon, and at its center, a glowing sun disk. She kneels by the water, gathering Osiris's heart. She presses it to her chest and whispers. The heart begins to glow. A pulse returns. Love revives what was thought lost. This is her gift. The power to heal not only the body but the spirit. Not only the broken but the forgotten. In her arms, Osiris was made whole again. Though he would not walk the earth as before, he would rule the underworld with peace. Through her devotion, death itself was softened. Through her love, the passage into the afterlife became not an end, but a continuation. And in her healing, the people of Egypt learned a secret. That love is not destroyed by loss. That devotion carries beyond death. That healing is more than fixing. It is remembering wholeness even in the midst of pain. Now, let your thoughts drift like the Nile. Its waters move slowly, endlessly, as if carrying the memory of Isis's song. Her voice is gentle, low as a mother's lullaby. It weaves into the reeds, into the wind, into the heart of the night. You are not broken, her song says. You are not lost. Every piece of you is sacred. Every wound can be soothed. Every sorrow can become a seed of light. The temples of Isis rose along the Nile. Priests and priestesses carried her hymns. Travelers came from far lands to seek her blessing. The sick came, hoping for health. The grieving came, longing for comfort. And in the flickering glow of oil lamps, they prayed. They prayed for the touch of her hand. They prayed for the calm of her heart. They prayed for her love that crossed all boundaries, and many swore that, in the still of the night, they felt her presence, a soft warmth upon their brow, a whisper like a mother calling their name, a peace that melted their fears away. She was not only a goddess of healing, she was a guide. For mothers, for children, for sailors lost at sea, For wanderers in the desert, her name was a lantern. Her symbol was the throne, a seat of power and stability. She gave strength to kings and comfort to the humble. She was the thread that bound life together. And wherever her name was spoken, a sense of safety followed. Rest now in her embrace. Feel her presence as if she sits beside you. Her hand rests upon your shoulder, calm and protective. Her gaze is steady, her smile warm. You are not hurried here. You are not asked to do or to be. You are simply held, like Osiris was held, like the Nile was held, like the world itself was held within her arms of light. Her story is not only of healing one god, it is the story of devotion that crosses time. It is the story of a love so deep, it stitched together the broken world. And so, the people remembered her, not just as a queen of Egypt, not just as a goddess of myth, but as the gentle healer who listened to every cry. Now picture her temples once more. Columns rise like stone reeds. Carvings shine in the torchlight. At the altar, incense drifts upward, carrying prayers into the night sky. The priests chant, but the sound is low, steady, like the rhythm of waves. Their voices echo, filling the chamber with warmth, and in the hush between their words, there is her silence. Full, present, loving. Let yourself drift with that silence now. Let it move through you, like the river, like her touch, like the soft glow of the moon upon the sand. Every breath you take is a gift of Isis. Every heartbeat within you is her blessing. Every dream that rises as you rest is her whisper guiding you to healing. The night grows deeper. The stars gather closer. The desert cools, soft winds carrying the scent of the Nile, and Isis remains, not gone, not far, but near always, the healer of sorrow, the restorer of love, the mother who gathers every lost piece and makes it whole again. Now, as your body softens, as your thoughts grow lighter, let her lullaby carry you. She hums in the rhythm of the water. She hums in the rustle of the palms. She hums in the quiet beating of your heart. You are safe in her arms. You are whole in her love. You are healed in her light. And as the stars return, she watches over you still. Rest now. Drift onward. For Isis, Queen of Healing, is with you in the silence. The night is quiet over Greece. The sea rests under the stars, its waves brushing the shore like soft breaths in the dark. On the hills above, the marble temples stand pale and still. Columns rise into the sky as, though reaching for eternity. Torches flicker in gentle silence, their flames bending to the midnight breeze. The city sleeps, but one presence remains awake. Athena, guardian of wisdom, daughter of the sky. She walks softly among the stones, her steps light as feathers upon marble. Athena is known for her shield, for her spear, for the owl that rests upon her shoulder. But tonight, her wisdom is quiet, not in battle, not in noise, but in stillness. She carries no rage. She carries no storm. Her power is the calm of clear waters. Her strength is the light of the moon, steady, unwavering, gentle in its glow. Far below, the people dream. Farmers dream of fields, sailors of the sea, mothers of their children, and Athena watches as a guardian of their sleep. Her wisdom is not only for kings, nor only for battles fought in daylight. It is for hearts, for choices, for the quiet paths walked in silence. The old stories tell that she was born not from a womb, but from thought itself. Sprung from the head of Zeus, she entered the world with a cry, armored yet serene. This birth speaks softly of her nature. She is not only force, she is vision, she is clarity, emerging from the deep well of mind. Her essence is thought balanced with compassion, reason wrapped in care. This is her gift to the world. On this night, she enters her temple. The marble glows pale beneath the stars. Owls stir on the rafters. The air carries the faint scent of olive trees. She moves to the inner chamber, where a statue of her form rises tall and calm, yet the living Athena stands beyond it, not bound in stone but breathing, watching, listening. The oil lamps burn low, shadows gather at the edges. The temple feels like a cave of dreams. In her silence, she hears the voices of humankind, not spoken aloud, but drifting like whispers from the hearts of those who sleep. A soldier dreams of fear. A child dreams of tomorrow. A woman dreams of choices not yet made. All these voices float through the night, and Athena listens. She does not judge. She does not command. She holds the voices gently, as one holds a fragile flame in the wind. The owl upon her shoulder blinks. Its eyes are wide. Dark as midnight pools, it sees not only the surface, but the quiet truth beneath. The owl is her companion, a mirror of her wisdom. Where others see darkness, it sees clearly. Where others stumble, it flies with ease. Athena smiles softly. The owl ruffles its feathers, and together they wait in stillness. There is a story told of how she guided heroes. Odysseus, clever and weary, called upon her in his trials. She whispered wisdom into his heart, not with shouts, not with fire, but with gentle clarity, a light in the fog of confusion. Her wisdom is not the voice that commands. It is the quiet presence that clears the storm, that allows one to see what was hidden all along. Now, picture the goddess standing in her temple, the marble cool beneath her feet, the night wind touching her skin, the stars hanging steady above. She closes her eyes, and the whole world seems to pause. Her wisdom is like water in a still pool, reflecting the moon, reflecting the stars, reflecting all who gaze within. Her gift is clarity. Her gift is the calm that allows courage to rise without anger, and justice to walk without cruelty. For wisdom is not loud. It is not boastful. It is a lantern carried gently in the hand. Its light is steady, never blinding, but always enough to guide the way. This is Athena's gift, not only to rulers, not only to heroes, but to every soul who listens in. Silence, the night deepens, the sea hushes, even the owls grow. Still, Athena's gaze moves across the land. She sees rivers winding like silver threads. She sees mountains resting in quiet majesty. She sees villages asleep, fires dim, dreams weaving through every heart. And in her watching, the world feels safe. The night feels whole. There is another tale told of her, the story of the olive tree. When the city of Athens was yet young, the gods offered gifts. Poseidon struck the earth, bringing forth a spring of salt water. But Athena planted a tree, an olive tree, green and rooted, bearing fruit that would feed and heal. The people chose her gift, not the storm, but the tree, not the roar, but the quiet strength. From this gift, her wisdom shines. For true power is not in destruction, but in creation. Not in fleeting thunder, but in what endures. And so she walks through her temple, passing by the statues, passing by the shadows. Her hand brushes the stone walls, cool and timeless. Her owl takes flight, its wings soundless, circling once above her head. The night is long, but her presence makes it gentle. Now let your breath slow with her steps, each footfall soft, like the sound of a leaf touching earth, each moment calm, like the drift of clouds across the moon. You walk beside her. You feel the marble under your feet, the stillness of the air around you, the quiet protection of her gaze. She guides without pushing. She teaches without speaking. Her wisdom is a light that grows quietly in your heart. The city below dreams on. The night above remains. Best Athena stands tall, her eyes clear, her presence unshaken. She is not only a goddess of battle, she is the soft strength of balance, the calm voice in silence, the guiding star above restless seas. Now picture her, turning to you. Her gaze is steady, her face serene. No words pass her lips, but you feel her message. That wisdom is gentle, that clarity is calm, that courage is strongest when softened by compassion. This is her gift. This is her blessing. It rests now within you, like a quiet flame. The night fades slowly. The stars still shine. But the horizon hints of dawn. A pale glow touches the edge of the sea. Yet before the day begins, Athena remains watchful. Her owl circles once more. The olive tree beyond the temple rustles softly in the breeze. The world is at peace, and you drift in that peace. Safe, held, guided by gentle wisdom. Rest now with her. Presence, let her calm eyes be. The last vision of the night, let her quiet. Blessing settle in your heart. The marble temples fade. The sea grows. Distant. The stars close their eyes. Athena remains serene, steady to eternal in her wisdom. Now rest, as the night drifts onward. Now breathe, as the stars return to their silence. Now sleep, as Athena's gentle wisdom cradles you into dreams. Night lingers softly over the land of India. The stars shimmer above, their light reflected in winding rivers below. The air is warm and still, carrying the faint sound of temple bells that echo like distant lullabies. By the riverbank, the waters move with patience. Their surface glimmers silver beneath the moon. They carry no rush, only the timeless rhythm of flowing life. This is the river of Saraswati, the river of song, the river of wisdom. Saraswati is a goddess of learning and art, but she is more than words in books, more than songs sung by human lips. She is the current of creation itself. Every note of music, every painted line, every verse whispered into the air is touched by her presence. Her name moves like water on the tongue, soft, flowing, gentle. She is often shown clothed in white, seated upon a lotus, her hands holding a veena, a stringed instrument that carries the sound of rivers and wind. Listen now. In the silence of the night, her music begins. It is not loud. It is not hurried. It is the sound of a stream passing over smooth stones. It is the hush of reed swaying at the water's edge. Each note falls like a drop of rain, clear, pure, awakening the heart with calmness. Her voice is not only sound, it is also light. It is the glimmer of the moon across dark waters. It is the glint of stars on the edge of dreams. Long ago, it is said that the universe began in silence, an endless stillness, and from that silence came sound. The first vibration, the first hum. Her song, that song was Saraswati. Her river flowed through the emptiness, carrying rhythm, carrying order, carrying the seeds of life. From her voice came language, from her song came poetry, from her river came wisdom, and the world awoke to color, to meaning, to learning. Imagine her now, seated upon a lotus blooming in the river. Her white robes ripple like water. Her eyes are calm, filled with patient kindness. She touches the strings of her veena. The sound ripples outward. The river answers in reply. Even the stars seem to listen. Her owl sits nearby, watching with silent devotion. The air shimmers faintly, as though time itself has slowed to honor her. Music. Her wisdom is not a heavy burden. It is not the weight of stone or rule. It is the gentle unfolding of petals. It is the river guiding a boat without force. Her teaching comes not with command, but with presence. A child sits by the riverbank, tracing letters in the sand. Saraswati's voice drifts on the breeze. The child's hand steadies. The letters form. Knowledge begins. A poet listens in the still night. Words come like soft rain. Each phrase is clear. Each line is a step into the vast garden of meaning. A musician lifts a flute to their lips. They pause. Then, as though carried by the river, the song flows without effort. Such is Saraswati's way. She does not push. She carries. She does not force. She guides. The river itself is her body. Its flowing waters are her endless teaching, sometimes calm and clear, sometimes hidden beneath earth, but always present, always moving, always alive. The sages say that to drink from her stream is to taste clarity, that to bathe in her current is to wash away ignorance, that to listen to her voice is to awaken the mind. not in restless thought, but in still understanding. In many temples across India, her image waits in quiet chambers. Offerings of flowers rest at her feet. Candles flicker in the darkness. Children bow their heads before their lessons. Whispering her name, singers call to her before concerts, hoping their voices may be true. Yet she is not only in temples. She is in the rhythm of the monsoon rains. She is in the laughter of children, learning their first song. She is in the brush of a painter, the patience of a sculptor, the silence of a thinker before the spark of understanding. Wherever art flows, wherever knowledge is born, there she is. The river continues under moonlight. Its sound is low and steady, like the heartbeat of the earth. A breeze stirs the trees along the bank. Their leaves whisper together, joining in the song. The stars above are like notes on a vast sheet of music. Saraswati's melody joins them, turning silence into harmony. The night deepens, and you drift with the river. Your thoughts soften, like petals falling into the stream. The story of Saraswati reminds us that wisdom is not harsh. It is not fire, nor thunder, nor iron. It is water. It bends. It flows. It carries us gently onward. Her gift is learning, but learning that soothes, learning that comforts, learning that brings the soul into balance. Her gift is music, not music that shouts, but music that heals, music that guides the heart into rest. Now close your eyes and drift with her river. Feel its coolness along your skin. Hear the hush of its flowing song. See the moon reflected on its surface, a silver lantern for your dreams. Saraswati is near. Her voice is a lullaby. Her presence is calm. Her river carries you without effort, without fear, only onward, only into peace. The night will fade into dawn, but her song remains. Every morning bird that sings, every child who learns, every artist who creates, carries her blessing, and now, so do you. Rest now in her river. Float with her song. Let her wisdom cradle you. Let her music guide you. The stars close their eyes. The moon drifts lower, and Saraswati's river carries you gently into sleep. The night opens like a soft curtain, and you find yourself at the edge of the sea. The tide is calm, the moon a silver lantern above. The air tastes of salt and carries the hush of waves. Each sound is slow, steady, like the beating of a gentle heart. It feels as if the ocean is breathing with you, and as your own breath deepens, you begin to sense her presence. Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, whose spirit moves like water, whose mercy stretches as wide as the endless horizon. She comes not with thunder nor with fire, but with the stillness of waves beneath the moon. Her robe is woven from mist and light. Her voice is quieter than a seashell held to the ear. She is called the listener, the one who hears every cry, whether whispered or unspoken, whether carried by the wind or held deep in the heart. Her temple does not rest only in stone or mountain. It rests here, too, within the rhythm of the tides. Every ripple, every foam crest is like a prayer rising, and she hears them all. Long ago, storytellers said she stood at the edge of the earth, promising never to turn away from the pain of the world. Like the ocean itself, she would never run dry. Her mercy would flow forever, touching each life, each spirit, as the tide touches every shore. Imagine her standing now, a lantern of soft gold in her hand. Its glow falls on the water, painting a path of light across the waves. You feel yourself floating toward that light, safe, carried, held in her kindness. The ocean is vast, yet under her gaze it feels close, like a gentle bull holding you. You drift in its cradle. The stars above lean quietly, watching. And in the quiet, you remember that compassion, too, is a sea. It has no end. It washes sorrow clean. It carries fear away, leaving the shore smooth and shining. A story is told of sailors lost in storm. The wind tore their sails, the waves threatened to swallow their boat, but when they called upon Kuan Yin, the storm softened. Clouds broke open, and moonlight showed them a safe way home. Such is the nature of mercy, not always loud or fierce, but steady, like the hand of calm in the middle of chaos. You drift further into her tale. She is sometimes shown with a willow branch, a symbol of healing and resilience. The willow bends with the wind, but does not break. So too does her mercy bend around every cry. Never rigid, never closed, she holds also a vase of pure water, from which she pours blessings, each drop a soothing balm, each drop a reminder that no soul is forgotten. The water falls gently, like a soft rain upon your mind, and as you listen, you feel the drops quieting the restless thoughts. One by one, they sink away, like stones settling to the bottom of a clear pond. In her gaze there is no judgment, only tenderness, like the sea foam that kisses the shore again and again, without tiring. Her mercy does not ask why you weep, nor measure your pain, it simply holds it. As the ocean holds every river that flows into it, all waters are welcomed here. The sound of the tide grows softer, like a lullaby hummed in the dark. It is said that even the smallest creature, a bird fallen from its nest, a fish caught in the shallows, is seen and heard by Kuan Yin. Her ears are endless, her heart boundless. Even silence itself cannot hide from her, for she listens not only to words, but to the quiet ache that words cannot reach. You feel yourself floating deeper, farther from the shore, yet there is no fear. The ocean beneath you is steady, like silk stretched wide. The stars above form a circle of guardians, and in the center is her voice, as soft as the tide, whispering, "You are not alone." The words ripple through you, like gentle currents. They move into your chest, into your breath, settling in the deepest parts of you, and you realize the ocean is not outside alone. It flows within. It beats with your heart. It moves with your breath. Her mercy lives inside you too. A lantern glimmers still across the water. Its glow has not dimmed. You float toward it slowly, and as you near, you see it is not a lantern at all, but the soft pearl of the moon held in her hand. She offers it like a gift, a reminder that even in darkness there is always light enough to guide the way. She places it gently on the water. It drifts, and the waves carry it near you. You touch it, and it melts into warmth that spreads through your body, easing every muscle, quieting every restless thought. Legends say Kuan Yin once chose to remain in the world rather than step into final peace. She could have gone beyond, into realms of eternal stillness. But she stayed because her heart could not turn away from the cries of living beings. Her vow was endless compassion. Her promise was to listen, always, and so she stands still, upon every shore, within every prayer, in the heart of every tide. The ocean rocks you gently now, like the cradle of a mother. Her song moves through the waves, though no words are spoken. It is a melody of mercy, a music of stillness. If you listen closely, you can almost hear it, not with your ears but with your breath, with your bones, with your heart. In that music there is no hurry, no burden, no sharp edge. There is only softness, like moonlight resting on the sea. There is only presence, like the hand of someone who stays beside you in silence. Every sorrow loosens, every ache softens, like knots untied, like waves dissolving into foam. The night deepens, and the stars burn quieter. The tide moves slower, as though it too grows sleepy. Kuan Yin remains, her form blending with the mist, her presence like a fragrance of lotus drifting over the sea. You do not need to hold her. She is already here. She is already everywhere. Let the ocean carry you now. Let it rock you, softly, gently, until you are weightless. Every sound grows faint. Every thought grows dim. You float in mercy itself, an endless sea, calm, safe, whole. And as the lantern light of the moon slides across the quiet water, let your breath slow. Let your heart rest. The goddess of compassion has wrapped you in her tide. You are heard. You are held. You are safe. Now drift onward into deeper waters of rest. The ocean of mercy does not end. The stars return to their watch, and you, carried in stillness, may sleep in peace. The night opens once more, like a curtain of velvet drawn back by gentle hands. Beyond it lies a northern sky, wide and endless, dusted with stars that shimmer like frost upon stone. The air is crisp, tinged with pine and snow, yet softened by the hush of distant winds. You stand at the edge of a quiet meadow, the moon glowing silver against dark mountains. The world is hushed, as if waiting for a story woven into the stillness of the night. In this dream-lit place, you begin to sense her presence. Freya, the goddess of love and beauty, who walks between realms of light and shadow. Her steps are soft as snowflakes, her hair golden as dawn's first fire. Where she moves, flowers bloom even in winter's frost, and where she lingers, hearts awaken to longing, to tenderness, to the quiet ache of love remembered. She carries many faces. To some, she is fierce, a chariot rider drawn by cats through the misty skies. To others, she is gentle, her hands weaving threads of desire and care. But tonight, she comes not as warrior or queen, but as a grieving lover, her heart heavy, her tears golden, falling like drops of amber onto the earth. It is told that Freya once lost the one she cherished most, her beloved Odr. He wandered far from her, into lands unknown, and grief, like winter, entered her soul. Her sorrow was not hidden. It spilled from her eyes as tears, but they were no ordinary tears. Each one hardened into gold as it touched the ground, or became amber, carried by rivers to the sea. Her weeping was not weakness. It was devotion, so deep that even sorrow became a gift to the world. Gold gleamed from her grief. Amber shone from her longing. And so, in her story, we are shown that love and pain are not separate rivers, but two streams that meet and flow into one ocean. The meadow where you stand shimmers now. Between the blades of grass, golden drops glimmer in the moonlight. They are her tears, scattered like stars upon the earth. Some are warm, glowing softly, while others are cool, like polished amber washed smooth by the sea. You bend close, and the light they give seems to quiet the air, as if sorrow itself has been turned into peace. Freya's tale is not only of grief, but of beauty that does not fade. She reminds the world that to love deeply is to be touched by both joy and loss. The warmth of embrace, the ache of absence, they are woven together like threads in a golden tapestry. One cannot be without the other, and in this, there is a strange kind of holiness. She teaches that tears, too, are sacred. They are prayers of the body, watered seeds of memory. Just as rain nourishes the earth, so do tears nourish the heart, helping it grow softer, wider, more alive. A story drifts through the night air of how Freya searched the world for Odr. She wandered through distant lands, over mountains, through forests, across seas that stretched forever. Everywhere she went, she wept golden tears, and in every place she traveled, those tears remained, as if to say, "Here love passed through, here the heart remembered." Even in absence, her love became presence. Even in loss, her grief became offering. And those who found the amber in riverbeds, or the gleam of gold in the earth, held in their hands a fragment of her story, a reminder of her endless devotion. The wind stirs softly across the meadow, carrying with it the scent of pine and snow. It feels like her breath, gentle, steady, reminding you that grief, too, can be gentle. It can sit beside you like a companion, not to weigh you down, but to remind you of love's depth, of beauty once touched, of moments that remain bright even when they are gone. Freya's tears glimmer brighter now, scattering like fireflies in the grass. You notice that they do not only fall for her beloved, they fall also for every cry, for every heart that has known longing. Her tears are shared, as if her grief has become a river large enough to hold the sorrows of the world. And in that river, there is comfort, for you are not alone in sorrow. Every heart that a kiss is held in her golden light. Her voice rises, like a breeze through birch trees. It does not command. It does not explain. It simply flows, soft as lullaby. Joy and sorrow walk together. Where one lives, the other visits. Do not fear their dance, for even tears can shine, even longing can glow. The words float around you, settling like snow upon your shoulders. They do not ask for thought. They do not ask for answer. They only bring stillness, a calm acceptance, a gentle reminder that your heart, in its softness, is holy too. The stars overhead grow brighter, mirrored in the golden tears at your feet. It seems as if the earth and sky have become one great mirror, reflecting love in both joy and grief. And in that reflection, there is rest. You close your eyes for a moment. The meadow fades. The golden light lingers. It cradles you like a slow, steady tide. You are floating now, not on water but on memory, on tenderness, on the endless sea of love that Freya herself has poured into the world. Far in the distance, the northern lights unfurl. They paint the heavens with green and violet, like ribbons of fire across the dark. Some say these lights are the shimmer of Freya's cloak as she searches the skies. Others say they are her tears, scattered upward, turning the heavens into rivers of color. You watch them move, slow, graceful, like a dance of sorrow and beauty combined. They are silent, yet they sing. Their song is not of loss, but of remembrance, of love that glows on, even in absence. The night deepens, the meadow quiets, Freya's form softens into mist, her golden tears dissolving into earth and sky, but her presence lingers, like the warmth of an embrace after the arms have let go. You feel it within you still, that grief can shine, that longing can glow, that even sorrow is touched with holiness. Let yourself rest now, as the golden light folds around you. Let each breath carry you deeper, into calm. The meadow fades into dream. The stars lean low, and Freya's tears, falling like drops of amber, become gentle lanterns guiding you into sleep. Now drift onward, into quiet valleys of rest. The northern lights fade. The stars return to stillness, and in that stillness, you are held, you are safe, you are loved. The night opens gently, like a cloak of stars spread across the shoulders of the mountains. The air is thin, cool, and filled with silence that hums like a quiet song. Far below, valleys are bathed in silver moonlight, and far above, peaks rise like guardians, their tips crowned with snow that glows softly in the dark. You are standing in the Andes, a realm where earth and sky lean close together, where every stone, every stream, every whisper of wind seems to carry the breath of the sacred. Here, in this high and holy place, you begin to feel the presence of the mothers. Pachamama, the great mother of the earth, is the heart beneath your feet. Her daughters surround her, spirits of water, of harvest, of moonlight and wind. They move like shadows across the slopes, yet their touch is warm, as if they are cradling the land in their arms. The people of these mountains have always known them, have always spoken their names in reverence. For Pachamama is not only soil and stone, but the pulse of life itself. She feeds, she shelters, she holds, and her daughters, each one a reflection of her love, carry her songs into rivers, into fields of maize, into the quiet glow of starlit nights. You walk softly now, along a narrow path that winds upward. On one side, a cliff drops into shadow. On the other, a meadow opens, dotted with wildflowers that glimmer faintly in the moonlight. Their fragrance drifts in the cool air, sweet and calming like a lullaby of the earth. At the edge of the meadow, you see a circle of stones. They rise from the ground like guardians, and within them burns a small fire, its flames low and steady, sending wisps of smoke into the night. The smoke curls upward, carrying the scent of herbs as if prayers are drifting into the sky. Around the fire, you sense the sacred mothers. They do not appear in one fixed form, but as shapes woven of wind and light. One moves with the flow of water, her voice a soft trickle like a mountain stream. Another carries the scent of corn, the promise of harvest. Another glows faintly like the moon, gentle and watchful, and Pachamama herself. Vast and steady is felt in the earth beneath your feet, as if the ground is breathing slowly, holding you close. Their voices are soft, woven with the rhythm of the mountains. They tell of the cycles of life, how all things rise and fall, grow and fade, yet return again in new form. The river flows to the sea. The clouds return as rain. The seed rests, then awakens. Nothing is lost. All is part of the great circle. You listen, and the sound is like a lullaby. The wind carries it, the stars echo it, and your heart begins to follow its rhythm, slowing, softening, beating in time with the pulse of the earth. The mothers remind you that rest is also part of the circle. Just as the land must lie quiet after harvest, just as the fields must sleep beneath snow, so too must the spirit rest. To rest is not to fall away, but to gather strength, to be renewed, to prepare for the blossoming yet to come. They tell you that dreams, too, are gifts of Pachamama. In dreams, the spirit wanders freely, drinking from hidden springs, walking among stars, meeting old friends in the silence of night. Dreams are rivers of the soul, flowing into oceans unseen. And so when you close your eyes, you do not fall into emptiness, you drift into her embrace, safe, gentle, endless. The fire flickers in the stone circle, its light glows upon the meadow, and the mountains seem to lean closer, listening. You notice now that the smoke rises in patterns, shapes of birds, shapes of rivers, shapes of mothers cradling children in their arms. The smoke dances slowly, like a story told without words, and you understand, without needing thought, that the mothers are telling you, you, too, are cradled. You, too, are a child of the earth. The soil knows your footsteps, the water knows your reflection, the wind knows your breath. You belong, and you are held. A soft breeze carries the sound of flutes. Somewhere far across the valley, music drifts through the night. The notes are low and gentle, like a river murmuring to itself. The sound curls around you, as if the mountain itself is singing. It is a song of peace, of surrender, of trust in the rhythms of life. You breathe it in, and with each breath you feel lighter, softer, as if your worries are falling away like leaves carried by the stream. The sacred mothers rise now, their voices flowing together. They speak not in language but in feeling, in warmth, in the hush that falls over the heart. Their words are the rustle of grass, the whisper of snow melting, the deep hum of earth itself. And what they say is simple. You are safe, you are loved, you are part of the circle. Rest now in our arms. The fire begins to fade, its embers glowing red like the heart of the mountain. The stones hold their warmth, and the meadow is quiet once more. Above, the stars are countless, each one shining steady, as if they are eyes of the mothers, watching with love, with patience, with eternal care. The mountains themselves seem to lean closer, offering their vast silence as a blanket, and the earth beneath you is soft and strong, like the lap of a mother, holding you steady as you drift toward rest. Now close your eyes in this dream place. Let the fire's glow fade into darkness. Let the wind carry the last notes of flute song into the distance. The meadow is quiet. The stars are gentle, and the sacred mothers remain near, cradling you in their endless embrace. Let us drift onward now, into the deeper valleys of sleep. The mountains stand watch. The rivers sing softly, and Pachamama, with her daughters, wraps the night around you like a woven blanket of peace. Rest as the stars return. Rest as the circle of life holds you steady. Rest, for you are safe in the arms of the earth. The evening has settled. Soft clouds drift slowly across the sky. The first stars awaken, and the air grows calm like a gentle breath before sleep. You find yourself in a quiet meadow, surrounded by tall grass swaying lightly in the breeze. The scent of wild herbs rises from the earth, sweet and calming. Somewhere nearby, a stream murmurs over smooth stones, its sound steady and soothing, a lullaby of water flowing home. In the distance, a single lantern glows. Its light is not sharp but soft, like a pearl hidden beneath cloth. The glow rests upon the meadow like a blessing, and you feel its pull, gentle, inviting, as though the night itself is guiding you toward it. As you draw closer, you sense her presence. Mary, the mother of Jesus, sits in stillness near the lantern. Her figure is simple, draped in soft blue fabric that gathers like flowing water at her feet. Her head is bowed, yet her presence shines brighter than the flame. She is not a queen on a throne, nor a figure of grandeur. She is quiet, she is tender, she is light. Around her, the meadow seems to pause. The wind slows, the stream hushes, the earth leans close, as though listening to the calm rhythm of her breath. Mary is known in many lands as a mother of mothers, a vessel of grace, a woman of still strength. In her arms once lay a child who would change the world. But in this moment, she is not holding crowns or burdens. She is simply resting, her gaze lifted toward the stars, her heart wide as the sky. She carries no weight of command, only the weight of love, and love, In her presence feels like a warm blanket, gently wrapped around a weary soul. You sit quietly near her, and the lantern's light touches your face. It is not blinding. It is not harsh. It is a soft light, the kind that enters slowly, without demand. It soothes rather than startles. It comforts rather than commands. The light seems to whisper, "You are safe here. You are seen. You are held." Mary does not speak with many words. Her silence is her language. And within that silence, you begin to feel a story unfold. It is the story of stillness, the story of waiting, the story of faith that blooms quietly, like a flower opening at dawn. She remembers fields of wheat, where she once walked as a young girl. She remembers the well of water, the daily rhythm of drawing, carrying, the life of a village. Ordinary moments, woven into a tapestry of the sacred. In her memory, the angel once came, not with thunder, not with fire, but with a voice that was quiet, gentle like the wind moving through reeds. The angel's greeting filled her with awe, yet she answered with humility, with a heart open to trust. This is her gift, to embrace what comes, not with force but with peace, not with fear, but with trust. As you sit beside her, you sense that this is what she offers now. Not answers, not commands, only presence, only the stillness of love that allows the weary to breathe again. Her lantern flickers. Its glow stretches across the meadow, touching the tall grass, touching the stream, touching the distant hills. Every place the light rests seems to sigh in relief, as if the land itself is comforted. You watch as the stars above grow brighter. They scatter across the sky like seeds in a vast field, and Mary's gaze is lifted to them, calm and unwavering. The stars seem to echo her quiet strength, each one a reminder that even the smallest light has a place in the dark. Her lantern and the stars are bound together in the same language of radiance, not loud, not proud, but gentle, faithful, enduring. In the silence, her presence speaks of mothers everywhere, those who cradle children in the night, those who carry hope within, those who hold sorrow and joy in the same hands. She is not only one mother, but the memory of all who nurture, all who soften the world with kindness. You begin to feel her presence as a light within your own heart. It is not something distant. It is something close, something already here. The lantern outside mirrors the lantern within, a steady glow, a quiet flame. Mary's stillness reminds you that faith is not always thunder or fire. Sometimes, faith is the choice to sit quietly, to trust the rhythm of life, to hold light even when the night feels long. Her hands folded softly in her lap speak more than sermons. They speak of patience, of gentleness, of the quiet courage to keep holding love. The meadow grows softer now. Mist rises from the stream, curling like silver threads through the air. The grass bends low, as if bowing in reverence. The lantern's glow reflects in the mist, casting halos of light that drift gently upward. It feels as though the whole world is breathing with her, slowly, calmly, without urgency, without fear. And in this rhythm, you too begin to breathe more softly, each breath a step closer to peace, each breath a letting go. You notice the sound of distant bells. They ring not with force, but with tenderness, their tones floating through the valley like lullabies. Perhaps they are church bells. Perhaps they are only the song of the earth itself. Whatever they are, their sound blends with the lantern's glow, becoming part of the same quiet blessing. Mary's eyes close, and the meadow deepens in silence. Even the stars seem to hush, their light steady and still. In her presence, you feel an invitation, not to do, not to strive, but simply to rest as a child rests, safe in the arms of a mother, to rest as the land rests, after the harvest, to rest as the stars rest, shining without effort in the night. Her lantern glows steady, her silence surrounds you, her love, wordless and endless, wraps around your spirit like a cloak of peace. The meadow fades gently into darkness, the mist rises higher, and the sound of the stream softens to a whisper. You lie down in the tall grass, and the earth beneath you feels warm like a cradle. Above, the stars hold their steady watch. Beside you, the lantern glows. Mary's light unbroken. Now let yourself drift. As the meadow grows quieter, let the lantern's glow guide you inward. Let the silence of Mary cradle your heart. Her presence does not leave. Her light does not fade. It rests within you now, a quiet flame of faith, a gentle light of love. Let us drift onward, carried by her stillness. Let the stars return, soft and endless. Let the night cover you like a warm blanket. And rest, as the quiet light holds you safe. Night has deepened. The sky is a wide ocean of shadow, where silver stars scatter like seeds of memory. The air is still, soft as woven cloth, and the world feels as though it is pausing, resting in its own breath. This is the hour of silence. This is the hour of gathering. In this quiet space, all the voices of women you have journeyed with, goddesses, mothers, spirits of land and sky, begin to return, their presence like ripples across water. They do not come with footsteps, nor with noise, but with a gentle glow, each one shining like a lantern lit against the endless dark. First, you sense the sea. It rises with the memory of Kuan Yin, who listens to every cry upon the waters. Her compassion stretches like waves, endless and patient, a tide that returns always, no matter how far it has traveled. Her ocean is mercy, her heart, an open shore. Then comes the frostlit north, where Freya weeps golden tears. Her sorrow becomes jewels, teaching that even grief can shine with beauty. Her tears fall like amber in the night, reminding you that love and loss are not separate, but threads of the same fabric. The mountains rise, and Pachamama appears, the great mother of the Andes. Her breath is the wind, her arms the earth, her song the rivers. She cradles valleys and peaks like children upon her lap, and every grain of soil whispers her name. Her voice is steady, rooted, eternal. Then comes the quiet light of Mary, soft as candle flame in a dark room. She does not dazzle, she does not command. She simply rests. Her presence a gentle star guiding weary hearts to peace. Her silence is faith, her stillness a promise. All these women gather now, their light joining in one great circle. It is not a circle of crowns, nor of thrones, but of gentle radiance woven together like constellations. Each presence is distinct, yet none compete. Like rivers flowing into the same sea, their essence blends, becoming something larger, something endless. This endless presence is what is called the eternal feminine. It is not one face, not one voice, but many, each one carrying tenderness, each one carrying strength, woven together in balance. The eternal feminine is the soil that holds the seed. It is the moon that steadies the tides. It is the bird that watches over her nest. It is the star that refuses to vanish. It is the lantern that glows without burning. It is mercy. It is beauty. It is nurture. It is light, and it is here, not as something far away, but as something near. It breathes within the earth. It sings in the rivers. It whispers in the trees, and it rests quietly inside every human heart. You may see it in a mother's touch. You may feel it in a friend's embrace. You may sense it in the silence of prayer or in the stillness of night. The eternal feminine is the thread that holds the world together, a quiet strength that does not boast, yet never breaks. Even in times of loss, its light remains. Even in times of shadow, its voice endures. It is the promise that love cannot vanish, that tenderness cannot be destroyed, that compassion always returns. The circle of light widens. Now, Kuan Yin's ocean flows. Freya's golden tears shine. Pachamama's mountains rise. Mary's lantern glows. And countless other voices join them. Isis of the Nile, Inanna of the stars, Sophia of wisdom, unnamed women whose prayers still float in the air like incense. All become one chorus, a song without words, a lullaby without end. This chorus does not demand your ear. It simply surrounds you, cradles you, and lets you rest. You feel the circle draw closer, the light wrapping around you like a shawl of warmth. It asks nothing of you. It holds no burden. It simply says, you are safe. You are loved. You belong. Your breath slows. Your body softens. The stars overhead become gentle guides, their glow echoing the lantern of Mary. The ocean of Kuan Yin, the tears of Freya, The earth of Pachamama. Every light is one light. Every voice is one song. Every presence is one embrace. The meadow of Mary. The mountains of the Andes, the northern skies, the eastern seas. All places dissolve, and you find yourself drifting through a vast night woven with luminous threads. Each thread is a story. Each thread is a life. Each thread is a prayer, and together they form a tapestry, a constellation, a living sky. This is the eternal feminine, not a single star, but the whole sky, not a single voice, but the quiet harmony of many. As you rest beneath this sky, your heart begins to mirror it, calm, steady, endless. A small light glows within you, gentle and certain. It does not fade when you close your eyes. It does not vanish with sleep. It stays, like a lantern guiding you through every night, through every season, through every shadow. The chorus of women fades softly now, not vanishing, but folding back into the silence. Their presence remains woven into the breath of the earth, woven into the stars. Their light is yours to carry. Their tenderness is yours to keep. The night grows deeper. The air grows softer. The stars continue their slow watch. The eternal feminine remains, a quiet flame in the heart of the world, a flame that is also within you. Now let yourself drift like a leaf upon water, drift like a bird upon wind, drift like a star into the sea of night. The circle holds you, the light surrounds you, the silence cradles you. Let us drift onward toward deeper rest. Now rest as the stars return, as the lanterns glow, as the eternal feminine whispers gently within.